What's going on, everybody? To the Slick here, and today we're going to be working on my S2000, and we're pretty much going to get everything prepped for the engine swap. We're going to end up just taking care of draining all the fluids like the coolant from the radiator, the oil from the oil cooler and the engine, and maybe getting the wiring harness from the inside of the car and have it set on top of the engine. So it'll just be easier the next time. It is kind of cold right now. It's about 30 degrees. So I may or may not be here as long as I want to, but we'll see. But the first thing I got to do is get this jacked up. I do have jack stands. I got 4 jack stands. So it's going to be up in the air. I don't know how long it'll be in the air for, but let's get to it. I think my jacks are too low or too high right now. The only thing that sucks about having a low car. Got the engine up on all 4 jack stands. Kind of a little bit difficult because the car is pretty low, but got it all, not going anywhere. So we'll put the covers underneath and we'll start working on draining the oil in the radiator. The oil cooler is going to be a pain because I got to unbolt some stuff, which is going to suck, but it shouldn't take that much work. So one of the cool things I like about the S2000, especially when you want to drain the oil, you really don't have to get on the ground unless your car is like stupid low, but you can really just do everything up from the top. It's really not hard, but considering I got the car up on jack stands, might as well get on the ground. And even if it was on the ground, I probably would have showed you guys how to do it, but of course I can't. So why I'm saying it's pretty easy to do it up on the ground is that the drain bolt is right underneath the oil filter, and if you get a long enough wrench or socket, you don't have to get it underneath the ground. You just have to grab your pan, slide underneath, and just figure out where the oil is gonna land. You'd be set. I remember the last time I did it, never had to get on the ground. So I'm gonna try to show you what I'm talking about. First, I gotta take this oil filter off. Actually, I gotta keep my gloves clean. At least for the most part, I don't wanna touch the camera with oily gloves. It's not that hard, and I did exactly what I was trying not to do. So next I just gotta get I think it's a 14 mil? I think it's a 14 mil socket. 18. See if it works. I'm pretty sure it's a 14 mil, but. So while that's draining, I'm gonna get to taking off the oil cooler. So I was off the car, kinda pissed because I didn't want my gloves to get oily. And I was avoiding that at all costs, but I ended up dropping the drain bolt back in the oil pan. So at least my gloves got dipped in oil, but it's cool. I just put on a new pair. I didn't want to though because I wasn't done with changing the oil yet. So I still got to mess with the oil cooler. Now I'm gonna get on working on the radiator. I'm eventually gonna get on the oil cooler, but I gotta take a bracket off. And it's getting kind of cold. I'm just being lazy, maybe because it took me a little bit too long putting the jack stands up, but we'll see. Before I can get to the drain bowl, I gotta take off this intake. Kind of in the way for the bowl, so off it goes. have it. So you want to kind of have the coolant go slow for a bit. Whatever you do, don't pop the radiator cap off. What's gonna happen that the fluid is gonna just straight out, and it can go pretty far. And I'll actually show you what I mean. Try to get both things in the shot. So you won't see anything right now, but the moment I take that cap off, see so you don't want to do that. You start relieving the pressure. So what I would do is I just wait for a bit, and doing that will give you some time to start taking the oil cooler off. I'm slowly draining it. I don't want to try to predict when it's going to come out. I had it going slow for like a good 10 minutes. He's like, why don't you get the radiator cap that goes out fast? I was like, no, don't stop, you idiot. The moment you cracked open, it just gushed out.
I mean, it's going to be inevitable to not get fluid on this floor.
Don't, man. It's fine. It's fine. It's ripping out very slowly. He was like, man, dude, the radiator, man, the force the drains faster if you open it. No, he was like, no, he was saying, like, cause to cool it, cause it's pressurized. Like, yes, it is. It's under pressure.
It's under pressure until you open the system.
Yeah.
Which is, and with it only draining from the bottom, it doesn't have a way for air to get out to allow it to actually drain out fast.
No, man, stop playing. Oh, man. Oh, shit.
Oh, time to open the radiator cap? All right.
Yeah, might have to. Okay.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
I'm trying to catch it. And go. Popped it? Okay, don't do it. Are you popping it or not? Pop it like the pop goes. Stop fucking around. I can't blame.
Come on, you gotta have some fun.
Come on, man. I'm trying to clean. I don't want to clean this mess up right now. Alright, so one of the things that I hate that when I got this oil cooler is that I had to buy this big ass 1-inch wrench for these oil lines. This is the only time I ever used this wrench for. Never used it for any other car. For any other need. I took engines out and never had to use one of these before. Only bought this because of these oil cooler lines, and I freaking hate it. You see up there, that's what I gotta get to. Not a big deal, but it sucks that I had to buy one of these. Oh shit, it's actually leaking.
What the?
Oh, it's not, no, it's coming from the sandwich adapter. So, I gotta admit, I made a bit of a mess. I don't know if you can see, but it's a lot of oil and there's some coolant back there that's spilled on the ground. And has some oil underneath the engine. So the oil is on that bar and some down there. And there's some on the radiator too. And also on the front bumper. I don't see that coming. But with the power of editing, and now all cleaned. Whew. Look how clean that is. Now it's time to get back taking the radiator off, taking the oil cooler off, and maybe start removing some of the connectors, the harness from the inside for the engine harness. I say maybe because it's starting to get cold and it's starting to get dark, and I'm already going slow, and I can't imagine how slow I'll even go when it starts to drop even lower. So, we'll see. So now the oil cooler's out. Gonna finish up taking out the radiator. It's not that hard to do, especially because I'm just grabbing the hoses from the radiator and not from the engine. If I was doing it from the engine, the bottom one, thermostat, that one's easy. But when you're talking about the one underneath intake manifold, that can take some time, and I'm not trying to deal with that. I'd rather deal with that once the engine's out. So before I start working on the inside of the car, I'm actually going to start cleaning it up a little bit, because I don't know if you can tell, but it's kind of messy in here, and I really want to just start cleaning stuff up before I move on to the next thing, just because I just want like a really clean environment. You know, when you work on one part, it's okay for it to be dirty. When you start working on another one, you don't want to be tripping over the old stuff that you was working on. So like, I'm gonna clean this stuff up, and we'll get on to the next, and continue having fun. Still staying out here because it's not that cold. It's getting cold, but it's not that cold. And because I'm gonna be working in the inside, I might be able to crank out another hour or so. And I'm starting to get the sniffles. My nose is starting to run a little bit, but it's Minnesota. Used to it. So that's it for the video. Got a lot of stuff done today. Removed all the fluid, like the coolant and the oil. Was trying to do a little bit more, but it got dark on me pretty quick, and the temperatures was dropping, and I didn't want to catch a cold. So trying to get some more stuff done the next time. Hopefully it'll be about the same weather, maybe a little bit warmer. Like I said, today was 30. Hopefully maybe next time it'll be a little bit warmer than that, but we'll see. Minnesota's crazy like that. So if you guys liked the video, be sure to subscribe and just keep on watching. I do got some cool stuff coming. I do play games as well in the meantime when it does get really below temp to the point where I just can't be out there like that. And if you excuse me, I'm going to end up playing some games right now. So, you guys